I had it in me to work as hard as I have. I didn't know what I could do, and I say to the younger people here, particularly in this audience, you don't know what you can do till you have to do it.
Lloyd Jackson made Hamilton a city. He breathed life into it, and that is evident almost everywhere today. Rising like a phoenix from a dead urban core is a massive modern civic nucleus, which will stand as a living monument to his farsightedness, the Lloyd D. Jackson Square. When it is completed, it will contain 2 major office towers, 2 major department stores, a multi-level shopping concourse, a hotel, and countless other services. The undertaking is one of the most massive in North America. Who else but a brash and bold community such as Hamilton would level 1/2 of the center of its city, the portion where most commerce is conducted, to rebuild it, and rebuild it in a single sweep, uniform, creative, artistic. The Civic Square is a model to other Canadian cities. It will be the continent's largest controlled civic mall. There will be no cars, no excessive pollution. All heating and car routes will be laid underground. At the same time, across King Street, a theater is being constructed, which will rank with that of Lincoln Center and the National Arts Center. The new Hamilton will feature concerts, ballet, plays, alongside a new art gallery. That gallery, looking to some like a pyramid, is a revolutionary new design, which will allow multi-level displays of art and give citizens a new and rich awareness of the great collection of art that's already here. Much of this has never been viewed because of lack of space at its present site. Hamilton has one of the world's finest collections of American art of the 20th century. Its Canadiana collection is superb, and our gallery ranks well within the top 4 or 5 collections in the country. The new cosmopolitan attitude of Hamilton is obvious, and to be found in the little nooks which are appearing around the central core. James Street South is a gathering point for boutiques, antique shops, and art galleries. This area has some of the city's most interesting architecture, and a movement is gathering speed to have this part of Hamilton preserved as a reminder of the past and still allow it to function as a sub-community within the hustle and bustle of the city at large. The dreams of Lloyd Jackson are being finally realized. But much of this is to the credit of the Vic Copps administration, which successfully hurdled a multitude of problems to bring Hamilton alive. What does the mayor foresee for the future? What will Hamilton be like even a decade from now?
This particular model is one of the 2 levels of the city showing a proposed rapid transit system for later on. But because this is just in the planning stage and will not occur for about 10 years from now, it's not really of as much interest to us as the things that are happening right now. I think it's very important and very fitting that in the 125th anniversary year, we're doing things that are almost historic in terms of the changes that they're going to make in the city. And I'm thinking particularly of the Civic Square, the Jackson Square development, 43 acres of redevelopment, the largest urban renewal program in the central core of any city in the country, about $100 million of construction now underway with the first phase. And this has given us an opportunity to begin in the anniversary year replacing the blight and decay of the past 125 years in the center of the city and to create the kind of central core that the Jackson Square is going to make possible. Now, the big improvement here and the big revival here is not just in architecture and in bricks and concrete, but I think in the style of living in the city that we are going to improve by the construction of the theater auditorium, which is one of the public uses in the Civic Square, and also the new library that's to come later on, and the new art gallery. These things are going to provide amenities that are going to make Hamilton self-sufficient in terms of the arts and things of that kind. And of course, we're changing the atmosphere in Hamilton too. You know, we've always had the reputation as being the center of pollution and grime, I suppose, because we're an industrial city, and we are acquiring and developing a whole lot of new parkland and so on. But I think even more important is the work that's being done to improve the environment and to counteract pollution, particularly the sewage treatment plant, which is the largest municipal facility that's ever been built in Canada, and which is going to help us to clear up the harbor and restore pure water out there, which has become so contaminated by all the industrial development. Many other things going on that are going to make Hamilton, I think, a great city to live in, particularly for our young people to grow up in over the next few years. And it's certainly a wonderful opportunity that the council has to be here in the anniversary year when we're in the midst of so many great changes that have been so long in coming.
Mr. Mayor, I've heard the center of this city being described as a future jewel, and that it's going to attract people from all over Canada and the United States to come and see this. Do you agree with this?
Yes, I don't like to exaggerate too much. I'm always accused of doing that anyway in my hopes for the city, but there's no question it's going to make a tremendous change. I think it's going to be the finest redevelopment that's ever been done anywhere, and I know we're all going to be very proud of it, and certainly when these various elements of the square are completed and the new convention center is built adjoining the auditorium, and when the new hotel arrives in the square, this is going to make Hamilton a convention center. This by itself is going to bring a lot of visitors, and I know that they're going to enjoy it here, and I know that we're going to be proud of the kind of city we're going to have because of the things that are going on here in our 125th anniversary year.
The growth and development of Hamilton was no mere accident, nor was it the result of a carefully laid out plan by one or even a group of men. It was the evolution of a community of people, each arriving for his own purpose, each having his own idea and dreams, but together they built a city. It has endured 125 years. By world standards, that's like a grain of sand in an hourglass, but its first century and a quarter of development has brought much envy. The future growth of Hamilton is surely up to us. Tom Charrington, good night.